If I was going to tell you that I wasn't excited for version 1.6, I would be absolutely lying to you, because right now this is by far Star Wars' craziest and one of their most biggest updates, and we just need to talk about all the things that are going to get impacted, how your account's going to get impacted, and how the future of Star Wars is going to get impacted. Because holy crap, if you didn't get the chance to watch this live stream was insane. This live stream had everything that you could possibly ever want in it. So let's go ahead and dive straight into it. Okay, so for version 1.6, we are going to be getting a brand new spot of the Herta space station, and it will be for our next story quest, which is going to be our new continuance mission. This is the same realm of what Topaz gave us for Belobog when they gave us the arena section. This is going to be the same thing for Herta space station, but it's going to be centered around Ruan Mei's facility and what she works with within the Herta space station. The next thing is that Ruan Mei will be the first half of the patch for version 1.6, and what she specializes in is helping with weakness break, which is a really cool aspect for a character to have. I'm very excited to see what she's actually going to do, and we're going to talk about this more in detail when we do the Ruan Mei video. But for a quick synopsis of what she does, for her skill, she's going to give weakness break efficiency for all allies. If you don't know how busted that is already from the simulated universe, you need to go test that blessing out, because that is an insane blessing, and for her to give that to all allies is absolutely insane. And for her ultimate, she's going to be giving all penetration types for all allies. That's freaking insane. She already sounds like a limited 5-star harmony for sure. And not even that, when you do end up breaking an enemy and they do lose their toughness meter, when you do break them and you start hitting them, they will have a delay in their action, and they will have a delay in when they get their toughness meter back. So wow, she is already looking up to be like a very freaking crazy unit. Another thing to note is that when you use your technique in the simulated universe, you are going to be depleting the bar or the toughness meter when it comes to going against enemies in the simulated universe. The more blessings you have, the more damage it does, and this can basically one-shot waves, making simulated universe runs really fast. So if you're really looking for a really nice harmony unit, a really busted one that it looks like right now, and one that can make your simulated universe runs way faster, Ruan Mei is the character. Now the next character is going to be Dr. Ratio, which again is a hunt character, and Dr. Ratio is going to be pushing the boundaries similar to what Topaz was doing, and he's going to be giving follow-up attacks when an ally does a attack against an enemy. And whenever you use your skill, you have a chance of doing a follow-up attack as well. The more debuffs that the enemy has is the higher chance that the follow-up attacks may happen. And then lastly, for the technique, you also get Welt Slow for it. So that's actually a very good thing for him to have. It helps with 0 cycle clears. It helps with very fast clears. But remember, he does follow-up attacks. For his skill, he has the chance of doing a follow-up attack. The more debuffs that you have is the higher chance he'll do one. And then for his ultimate, whenever allies hit, he has a chance to do a follow-up attack. This is exactly what we needed for Topaz. So for characters or for accounts that really like Topaz or really like follow-up attack characters, Dr. Ratio is by far going to be definitely it. Now another character that's going to be very exciting is Xueyi, and Xueyi has a very nice mechanic to her as well. With a lot of these characters coming out, a lot of them are very adventurous in what they do and what they can possibly do, and Xueyi is another one of those persons, because she can do with her skill single target plus adjacent, which is really nice. And whenever you lower toughness meter on any enemy, you are going to be getting stacks up to 8. When you do hit these 8 stacks, you will be getting a follow-up attack with Xueyi. Really freaking cool. And then lastly, for her ult, the less toughness meter that they have is the more damage this ult will do. So now you're gonna have to pay attention to not only seeing how much meter that they have, but also you might have to prioritize break effect. There is a lot of really cool things that these characters are doing, and I can't wait to see what we're going to see them in when it comes to the teams. Now when it comes to the banner, her banner is god tier. It's literally Xueyi, March 7th, and Ting Yun. With Ruan Mei, you are getting one of the higher tier supports in the game as Ting Yun. You're getting Xueyi, which seems like a really crazy free sub DPS option, and then you have March 7th, which is still a reliable shielder, a really good shielder. And then not only that, we have Blade Rerun. That is absolutely insane, having the same lineup again. Really good 4 stars. Blade is a really nice character. I think personally myself, he's not matching up to the units like Ruan Mei, which what we possibly might get with Sparkle. But for people like me that loves Blade, for people that want to summon for him when he does come out you are able to do so when Blade finally comes out. Another character that's going to be coming out is Dr. Ratio. The 4 stars don't look that nice. It is Natasha, Sushang, and Hook. And again, Dr. Ratio seems like a really cool unit. So if you're going to be getting him, that is going to be super fun. And then we are getting also a KAFKA rerun alongside Blade. So for those of you that want to get ready for Black Swan, those of you who want to get KAFKA, now is your chance. Now, the next thing we're going to be looking at, of course, is her Lightcone. That's going to be coming out. Blade's Lightcone is going to be coming out. Dr. Ratios is going to be coming out. And then also KAFKA's is going to be coming out. They're all separate, which is still a very nice welcome to HSR for sure. And I can't believe they're actually doing this. It makes it so much easier to summon for these Lightcones. Next is going to be our new weekly boss, which is going to come from the continuance mission, which is really great. He has really cool mechanics to him. When you do hit him, he adds more of these enemies, and when he's in the shielded state and you break his toughness bar, he explodes and makes these enemies also lose their toughness bar. So there's a lot of really cool things. I see Erudition shining by a very high margin in these upcoming patch, especially with what I'm going to be saying in the future. But yeah, Erudition and AoE units are going to definitely be up very, very soon. Besides us getting the Echoes of War new boss, we're also going to be getting this little Kitten event that I think is really cute in all honesty, where we're able to play as Peppy. We're able to get the new chat bubble and some extra rewards, which is really cool. Another thing is we are getting a simulated universe update, which is similar to what we got for Swarm. It's going to be its own separate thing. It's going to be its own separate mode. So this is all very exciting. And I mean, this is so cool that we're getting more Endgame on top of Endgame on top of Endgame. We're getting Echoes of War. We're getting the new simulated universe. So you can get more the relic fragments of monolith resins, all that type of stuff. And then we're going to talk about even more in a quick second. Another thing we're also going to get is kind of a boss type of event where you beat them, and they have a mode called Despair mode, which is going to be them at their highest difficulty, them doing their highest damage with the highest health. This is exactly what people were wanting and what you're expecting when we asked for harder content, and they said for sure you might not be able to clear it because it's going to be that hard. It's actually going to be difficult. This is super exciting for a lot of people that have been playing the game for a very long time that want that challenge, and seeing that they are separating it between normal and despair, that is super cool. Oh my god, I cannot wait for this. Another thing we are getting is double planar ornaments and double of the Cavern Corrosion relic. So that is going to help a lot with the grind when it comes to a lot of people. No, we are not getting anything new, so you're able to grind whatever you need to grind, which is a really nice thing. And then next is going to be, I hope I get to the one I want to talk about soon. Pure Fiction is by far a mode we've talked about on the podcast by a large margin, and this mode allows you to experiment with a bunch of different teams and be able to do a bunch of different things. One may be centered around dot, one may be centered around AoE, one may be centered about single target, and you have to keep defeating enemies until you're eventually finished with their cycles that you have. This is super cool. This allows for so much like team building, and allows you to do way more when it comes to what you're going to do with your account. This allows you to build up more characters that you're going to end up having fun with. I'm so happy that they're adding so much endgame, and Pure Fiction is by far looks like something that's really fun because you can't just throw in your favorite team. You actually have to work with what you have that is buffed up by the mechanics, like this world right here. If I'm not wrong, this was the dot center world, and being able to have KAFKA, Sampo, be able to have Luca, if you have any of these characters up, these are going to end up shining when this mode comes out. Same thing if they ever buff AoE or if they ever buff single target. This is really cool. I'm so glad that they're adding so many things for us to do. The next thing is that when you do beat Pure Fiction, you also are going to be getting a free, where did it go? You also are going to be getting a free link, which is a big dub. That means now there are 2 free-to-play healers in the game. You get Natasha, you get Lynx. That is a very, very strong thing to have. Now we have Lynx, Ting Yun, and not really Ting Yun, Lynx, Yukong, and Ching Chue, I think, as free characters. And all of these characters are very strong. I think Lynx as a free-to-play pickup is an amazing thing for sure, because she is such a great healer with all the utility that she has. And then going up to MOC, we are getting stage 11 and 12, which is very exciting. And then we are going to have alternating schedules for MOC and Pure Fiction, so they're staggered at each time. Now the really cool thing is that when you are going to be doing Memory of Chaos, let's say 2, Memory of Chaos 1 will still be up in another tab, so that if you didn't get the chance to finish it, if you've been a little lazy with the game, then you are by far going to be able to go ahead and do it. Now after this, we are going to be getting the auto clear feature, which is going to make a big time saver, which is really nice for a fat ton of people that don't want to do all of these waves and just want to skip to the end because they're accounts are able to do so. And then we're also getting a better team management options within MOC. The teams will transfer over from stage, which I didn't like that change a little bit because a lot of the enemies don't really share weaknesses later on through the MOC. We'll have to see how they're going to structure that, but it's still a really nice change overall. Maybe you might be able to use the same team more than once, and you can even reverse the teams if you want to switch them out if the weaknesses do change. So that's some really cool things to have. We also are going to have some stuff for newer players that are actually really cool, where things are going to be unlocked for a limited amount of time depending on what characters are coming out or what things that are being released at the time. For newer players, they're going to be able to do the more end game stuff, some of the more higher in the story options for what you can grind, so that they're able to level up their brand new unit that maybe might be in Penacony, maybe might be in the later portions of the REHOO. These are some insane changes for quality of life in Endgame. It's absolutely insane. And then of course, we get our free multi for the patch. The Honkai Star Rail has been so generous, and not only that, this is the big thing you want to see. Dr. Ratio is going to be free. That is insane. When they made that joke, he was like, oh, I want knowledge for all. I want everyone to know that when we go in the mailbox, you will see a Dr. Ratio. And then I was laughing. I thought it was the funniest thing ever. And then they pulled out this screen that you can claim him for free. What? That is absolutely insane. Now you have from version 1.6 to 2.1 to claim him. You better make your account. You better start your account. You better play your account when this happens, because having a free 5-star is something. Hoyoverse is done before in Honkai Impact, but never in Genshin Impact. This is super freaking cool. And no, don't count Alloy. I'll be mad. But that's insane. We also got a Penacony sneak peek with Sunday, which he looks absolutely insane even as a chibi. And we got Penacony spread art, or the landscape art, and we had the full lineup showed to us. Robin, who looks really freaking cool and really similar to Kiana, Firefly, Gallagher, Duke Inferno, Sam, Sparkle, Acheron. There was someone named Aventurine, if I'm not wrong, who Topaz was talking to when they were on the phone call before the end of the quest that we got recently. All of the lineup, we just got shown who all the 5-stars and 4-stars are going to be. I think I missed a couple when they were going by, because they were going by so fast. And a lot of these characters look really freaking cool. And wow, they did a lot of different things. They gave us a new 5-star, gave us a fat ton of endgame. They gave us the full lineup for Penacony, which is absolutely insane. They did confirm that Himiko will be joining us on our quest. And then they gave us a very, very small trailer for Penacony in game. This is by far the most insane update they possibly could ever do. And I'm just so happy and proud for Honkai Star Rail for basically listening to players, basically rewarding us with what we I guess you could say deserve. I don't want to say deserve, it sounds like a weird word, but I'm glad they're valuing their player base, and it very much shows what they're doing with the streams, how much they're listening to, how much we want end game, how much they're listening to us winning them awards by voting for them for the game awards and stuff like that. That is really nice for them to do. And also, for some reason, showing us the full Penacony lineup. This is just really freaking nice. So other than that, thank you guys so much for watching all the way to the end of the video. See you all in the next one, and peace.